Contracting, SVA, a professional services company, WeatherTight, and Network Health on the home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Chad Schultz, president and owner of Innovative Signs, discusses his experience working with SVA-certified public accountants on improving his company's profitability.
So the SVA professional helped us look at expenses, look at our profit margin, and really dig deep into what's going to make us the most profitable based on our marketplace. SVA is a professional accounting firm. They know accounting. I have a major comfort level with them from a responsiveness level, understanding of my needs, and they are very professional on their end.
To learn more about how we can provide you with measurable results, go to sva.com/profitable.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service. It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experiences to all of our valued customers.
We will help you find the perfect vehicle within your budget while respecting your time.
With 20 convenient locations, we're the one-stop destination for all your automotive needs.
At Boucher, we're your trusted partner on every mile of your journey, riding with you every mile since 1977.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Becoming a truck driver doesn't have to be complicated. At Schneider, we make it easy to get your commercial driver's license and start your new career. With our CDL apprenticeship training, you'll get paid to become a truck driver in just 5 to 6 weeks and have a Schneider driving job waiting for you when you've completed the program. Plus, during training, Schneider will provide transportation, lodging, and meals at no cost to you. Ready to get your career on the road? Learn more and apply today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Covering the Crew all season long on WTMJ, it's Brewers Extra Innings. Now live from American Family Field, here's your host, Dominic Cotroneo.
Hoo-wee! That's a finish. It's not how you start, it's how you finish, kids. And the Brewers, they get off the deck, they tie things up in the 8th, they win it in the 9th. They used up pretty much the entire roster, it felt like, to win the finale and salvage, avoiding a sweep against the Marlins. So the fact is, the Marlins still take the series, but the Brewers will get ready for the Cubs, tied for first here at American Family Field tomorrow night. Welcome in, I'm Dom Cotroneo. Craig Kishon will be with us momentarily as well. Brewers win it in walk-off fashion. It's their 7th walk-off win of the year. That is tied for the most in the National League. Maybe that's another sign of how special this summer has been for the Brewers. Blake Perkins, the winner today, a great final at-bat, and a guy that wasn't even starting the game. He came in and scored the tying run and then drove in the winning run. So we'll get you all caught up. We'll hear from Blake Perkins later on in the program, too. We'll also break down Brandon Woodruff because he was fantastic. Let's get you caught up, though. In case you missed it, if you left early for some reason, let's get you ready with the highlight recap.
Ready for this?
Out of here!
This?
Brought it back! Ho, ho, ho!
And this?
It is gone!
Time for tonight's highlights.
Finale with Brandon Woodruff on the mound, making his 2nd start already of the year against these Marlins. Against the young Eury Perez, one of the young stars, budding only 22 years young for Miami. But this one started out hot for the Marlins. A leadoff double for Xavier Edwards came around a score on a bloop single from Kyle Stowers. It was a lot of early swings against Brandon Woodruff. In fact, the first time through the order, he only threw 22 pitches. Brewers, meanwhile, were scoreless entering the 3rd inning. In the top of the 3rd, though, Christian Yelich, he's playing left field today. He's dealing with the sun, and he's making a nice play.
2-2 to Lopez, and a liner to left coming in is Yelich. He goes into a slide, and he made the catch. Yelich goes into a feet-first slide, makes the catch just before it hits the grass, and it's a 1-2-3 inning.
Lane Grindle on the call, and that created some energy for the bottom half of that frame. With one out, Eric Haas was hit by a pitch in the helmet. It was a scary moment, but he's okay. He gets aboard. But Terang would fly out down the left field line. With 2 outs, it would be up to Jackson Churio to create something with Haas on first.
Perez brings home the first pitch, and a breaking ball is lined down the left field line. This is going to get down, and it's going to roll into the corner. Haas on the move. He's around third. He's headed for home. Jackson's going to stop at second with an RBI double. We're tied at 1.
All right back at it. Back and forth they would go, but the Marlins once again respond like they have all weekend long. A solo homer from Heriberto Hernandez made it 2-1 Fish. But aside from that, Woodruff really found his groove the second and third time through the order. In fact, that home run was the only hit he allowed the second and third times through the order. Yes, he did walk 3 batters, but he ended his outing in style with his 7th strikeout.
2-2. Woodruff sets again and deals. Strike 3 called. Fastball in the inside corner, and Woodruff strikes out Hernandez to end the top of the 6th.
He did not factor into the decision, but it's a quality start for Brandon Woodruff. The problem was for the Brewers, they were leaving opportunities aboard. They left 2 men stranded in the 4th. They left 1 man stranded in the 5th. They had a very clutch double play for the Marlins turned against them in the 6th inning. In the 7th, they went down 1-2-3. But this was the moment. In the 8th, 2-3-4 due up against Ronnie Henriquez, one of the best relievers for the Marlins, but he had been scuffling as of late. He had allowed a run in 2 of his last 3 outings. It began with a leadoff ground rule double by Jackson Churio. The next batter was William Contreras, and he hit a ground ball to short that Churio made a poor decision trying to take third on a ground ball hit to his right. He gets thrown out at third, but significant because with William aboard at first as the DH today, Pat Murphy went to Blake Perkins to run for Contreras. The next batter, Yelich, he would strike out. Following him, it was Andrew Vaughn. During that AB, Perkins steals second, which was really significant with Andrew Vaughn at the plate trying to drive him home.
Pitch. Fly ball, center field, back Myers, still back over his head and off the wall. It's an automatic double for Vaughn, and this game is tied.
Because it was an automatic double, if Perkins was still on first, he would not have gone past third if it wasn't for that stolen base. The Brewers would not be able to take the lead, but Andrew Vaughn once again gets the job done. In the 9th, Trevor McGill leaves a man stranded. He had a strikeout as well, keeps a 0 on the board. So the Brewers an opportunity to win it in the bottom of the 9th inning. First man, Anthony Siegler, he was retired on a strikeout. Eric Haas, bat died a hero, bloop base hit to shallow center field, but the bench is empty. They can't run for Eric Haas. Bryce Terang, the next batter, keep the rally going.
First pitch, liner, fair inside the bag. Haas around second. He's headed for third. He is there standing. Terang is at second base with a wrong way double. Winning run 90 feet away.
Terang on base twice today out of the leadoff spot. So with second and third and 1 out, the Marlins intentionally walked Jackson Churio to take their chances with Blake Perkins. Bases loaded, 1 out, tie game, the stuff you dream of in the backyard.
Here's the pitch. Fly ball, center field. That is going to do it and then some. Perkins walks it off against the Marlins. He touches first. Haas touches home. And the Brewers beat Miami 3-2.
Jeff Levering's call. The Brewers salvage the finale. So let's break it all down next. It's a tie at the top here in the Central. The Brewers and Cubs in first place before that series begins tomorrow night. Let's wrap up this one right here. 855-616-1620 on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
At Tony Wendorf & Associates First Weber Real Estate Services, we do more than close deals. We serve with gratitude and faith-filled purpose. We have sold over $300 million in real estate since 2020, and we're just getting started. What sets us apart? We care. Even if we're not your agent, we'll still help. That's the kind of stewardship the community deserves. If you're buying or selling across southeastern Wisconsin, let us earn your trust. I'm Tony Wendorf, and I want to create your red carpet experience. Contact us at wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
Get back to the ballpark for Brewers action against the Marlins July 25th through the 27th. Second half of the season kicks off with Pokemon Go Day on the 25th and a Bryce Terang bobble on the 26th. Get seats today at Brewers.com.
Hi, Mitzi. What's the news from Kessler's in Brookfield?
Everything's smooth like butter. We're all just marching to the beat of the big bass drum.
That sounds like fun.
Your email said you wanted to talk about 32 things. What are they?
The 32 things are rare and special engagement rings.
Tell me more.
Each one of these amazing rings is just waiting for someone to choose the center stone.
What about the side stones?
All the side stones are Kessler 81s.
81 windows exploding with light instead of just 57 windows that are modestly glowing like most other diamonds.
We have 16 rings in 18 karat gold and 16 rings in platinum.
All they need is a center diamond?
Yeah, and our prices on natural center diamonds and created center diamonds are incredibly low right now.
Each store has a beautiful assortment of these rings?
Yes, and they're priced from just $900 up to $3,900.
Good job. Keep marching to the beat of that big bass drum, Mitzi.
I'm excited.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
It's the best 11 days of the summer. The Wisconsin State Fair is back.
All of the best food concoctions,
the entertainment that gets you moving,
and of course, WTMJ broadcasting live from the Wisconsin State Fair.
Come see your favorite WTMJ hosts and shows live from the Bank 5-9 studios just north of the Expo Center.
Live from the Wisconsin State Fair, we are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station, WTMJ.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers win it. Fun one here on Sunday Fun Day at American Family Field. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Craig Kishon is here as well. Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank all season long. If you're looking for a banking partner that truly understands your business needs, look no further than Fifth Third Bank. With the local team right here in Milwaukee, they know how to hit out of the park every time. For 15 years, they've been serving this community with industry-specific expertise and local decision-making to help your business thrive. Experience the unique commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC. 855-616-1620 if you want to call, if you want to text in. Got a couple folks already lining up here, Craig, because, man, there were some moments in this game that you're thinking, you cannot get swept by the Marlins, and I was having flashbacks to that series against the Pirates in 2018 when they lost 5 in a row and just did not play well after playing so well leading into that. But hey, this is baseball. If you're going to live and die with every single pitch, more power to you, man. But you got to understand, there's a reason we play 162 of these things. The Marlins are playing well, so are the Brewers. But quite frankly, Craig, the Brewers didn't play Brewers quality baseball until the final 2 innings of these 27 innings in this series, okay? They finally clicked back in the Brewers baseball mode in the 8th and 9th innings today.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we saw moments, I think, during this game that I felt better than, honestly, the previous 2 games of this series. And we even made the comment, Tim Dillard and I, in the 8th inning when we were on that, you know, it just seemed like the Brewers had been knocking on the door and knocking on the door and knocking on the door in this game, and they were able to finally break it down in the 8th inning on that Vaughn RBI double to tie things up. So it's a moment like that we haven't seen much of. The Brewers just 3-36 on the season heading into that moment when they've trailed after the 7th inning. So a big time. I mean, those are big time moments for this team because we're now into that part of the season, Dom. We've talked about it 100 times. This is when you want to start playing your best ball. And we saw them with the winning streak earlier. They kind of skidded a little bit this week. Maybe that had something to do with playing on the West Coast and coming back home. I don't know for sure, but it doesn't matter at this point. It was a great finish in a game. They really needed to win, I thought, going in.
I agree. This was a game that the Brewers, with Woodruff delivering what he delivered and the offense being late to the party, but they still showed up fashionably late to get it done. I mean, to the weekend outlook of it, Craig, I agree with you on the offense just not quite being right, because you can look at the raw numbers and say, oh, they went 6 for 22 with runners in scoring position. That's not bad, right? That's a 273 average, but that's 25 plate appearances with runners in scoring position, and they only got 5 RBIs. That's the real concern, is that Yes, they got 6 hits and the batting average looks good, but they had opportunities to add on. And the fact that they only scored 3 runs today, and it's a rare win in which they score fewer than 4 runs, that the Brewers are reminding themselves, hey, when you're relentless and you pass the bat like we saw them do in the Seattle series, like we saw them do in the Los Angeles series, that's the type of baseball they got to play. Not necessarily Marlins ball where they're hitting the ball over the fence a lot, which there are guys on this team capable of doing that, but the best version of the Brewers is when they put the ball in play and they get base hits and hit doubles, home runs will come on pitchers' mistakes.
Exactly. Really, what we've seen out of Andrew Vaughn and Jackson Churio lately. I mean, these guys are like extra base hit machines when they've come through for this team. So you're 100% right on that. I'll also look at this game this way too, Dom. This maybe not against the opponent, the Miami Marlins, but this was kind of played for Milwaukee like a playoff game. You got Brandon Woodruff out there. Maybe he doesn't have his best stuff, and he still gets through 6 innings. Only gives up 4 hits, just 2 runs. Keeps you very much in a tight game. And then you got your bullpen, Ashby, Uribe, McGill. Whoever's in that bullpen, whether it's that 7th inning Ashby or whoever it's going to be, Koenig, Mears, but Uribe and McGill doing their thing to keep you in once you've tied the game, to give you a chance to walk it off. This put another opponent in for today, and this was like a playoff type win when it comes down to pitching, I thought.
Yeah, I thought the Brewers really chased it, too. They don't see that very often. You know, with Ashby coming in down by a run, with Uribe coming in still down by a run at the time, and then McGill with this game tied. I mean, the cards were kind of all on the table there because he could have gone to Koenig. He decided to go with McGill, which I agree with 100%. I would have gone to McGill, too. But the cards are on the table saying the Brewers need to win it in the 9th. Because in the 10th inning, you're running into, oh gosh, they wanted to stay away from Mears. You know, they didn't want to use Koenig in back-to-back games. So these are all the things the Brewers really were going for, which is why they pinch ran Andrew Vaughn with Andrew Monasterio, thinking his Vaughn spot never came back up thanks to Blake Perkins hitting the walk-off. But it felt like the Brewers were playing and managing in a win now in the 8th or a win tonight. Haven't said that in a while for Pat Murphy's club here in the 8th and 9th inning.
Yeah, and he talks a lot about that, and I think the Brewers have been set up well. They've set themselves up well for the most part to play their games out that way. But there are times where it's tough to do, especially, you know, they've been kind of scraping and clawing a little bit here the last couple of days to get anything done right, and whether it was on the mound or at the plate. So to go for it today, to me, everything that you just went through, Dom, just shows you what this team is capable of doing. They can win games like this at big moments.
Indeed. Let's get to the phone lines, 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620. Oh, well, Matt doesn't want to hang out with us. All right, we'll talk to him another time. We'll take a break, come back with more. Let's talk a little about the lineup coming up after this on 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
At Cousin Subs, the bigger your smile, the better we feel. That's why our menu features something for everyone, like our Wisconsin cheese curds, golden fries, creamy shakes, and mac and cheese, all paired with your favorite sub, or our subs in a bowl. And don't forget our kids' meals, now with a free cookie. Here's to a better day. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry. I love Guthrie and Fry. I've got their water softener, the salt delivered right to the basement. Their RO system, which filters the water in our house. What we drink, what we cook with, is crisp, clean, clear. It's Guthrie and Fry water conditionings, the best in the business. They also provide well pump system service, routine service, and emergency service for when you need it. They've been doing that since 1974. At Guthrie and Fry, they know that better water makes a big difference. The teams I trust are at Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
It's always a beautiful experience coming out to the ballpark. Many fans prep in the parking lot amongst our legendary tailgaters. When you're ready for new windows and doors, prep for those at the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield. See, feel, open, close, and compare dozens of window and door options from different Pella lines side by side. And if you order by July 31st, get 0% interest for up to 5 years on Blue Mountain Road, or visit PellaWI.com today. Get back to the ballpark for Brewers action against the Marlins July 25th through the 27th. Second half of the season kicks off with Pokemon Go Day on the 25th and a Bryce Terang bobble on the 26th. Get seats today at Brewers.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings.
Welcome back. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Brewers win today in walk-off fashion thanks to Blake Perkins. Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you by Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electric. If your air conditioner isn't keeping up, man, you would know today. Now's the time to upgrade with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They're offering $1,500 off new central air systems. It's now through the end of July, so you got till this week. Stay cool, save money, and trust the team that's been keeping Wisconsin comfortable for over a century. Visit Cider, SEIDER.com to schedule your free estimate. Today, Craig Kashan, we saw William Contreras get the DH spot. We saw Christian Yelich play left field. We saw still Caleb Durbin at third until later in the game when chaos had to happen, and Pat Murphy assures us that this is not an audition of any sort. It's just the way that they roll things with trying to keep Monasterio as their last pinch runner available when Terang played short and Durbin played second. But the point I'm trying to make here is, with Contreras DHing today, he goes 0 for 4. Yelly plays left. He gets an infield hit. He had a hard contact in the first inning that got robbed on. That ball should have been a home run. I don't know how it wasn't. Yeah. But nonetheless, Williams at a point now in his season specifically that I think the Brewers have to seriously look and consider maybe the best thing to help William get going is lower him in the lineup because Andrew Vaughn continues to tear the cover off the baseball. Yes, I understand you risk maybe seeing him get different pitches, but a formidable top third of the lineup could be Frelick, Churio, Vaughn, Yelich, then Contreras. That could really maybe ease the load on him.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point because something just has to be done. I mean, William is better than this. He knows that, and that's not a criticism I'm saying of him. I love the guy. I love his attitude. Love his work ethic. I mean, if you see the guy's work ethic, it is even more shocking when you see him at 2:00 in the afternoon every day before a night game with all the work he puts in around the batting cage, and then to see him in a situation like this today when he is clearly off. Something to lower him in the batting order, I'd be all for. I mean, that does take, theoretically, it takes some pressure off guys sometimes when they're like, okay, this is what it's like down here. Now I got to hit my way back up. Here's an incentive for me. I feel like I'm more important in the number 2 or 3 spot in this order. So perhaps they consider that because right now he needs something to what we call a reset, right? He needs something close to that.
Well, when we look at it for William, we got to look at it from a 30,000-foot view here real quick because it's not as bad as it feels. It feels bad because he's not slugging, which I think is an important distinction to make. He has not hit a home run since the Cardinals series here, with all the histrionics with that one with his brother, but that was last on June 14th against the Cardinals. So since June 15th, he's still hitting roughly 250. His on base is fantastic at 340 over this time, but yet a 317 slug. That's not William Contreras. 0 homers in his last 32 games. That's where you sit here and go, is the finger still bothering you? If you want to be just plate discipline, that's fine, but maybe the best way to succeed is put him 5th or 6th in this order to just keep this lineup turning because if he's not going to be hitting homers and even for that matter not hitting doubles, he's only got 9 doubles over his last 32 games, maybe try to set him up to succeed because this 2-3 spot in the order just isn't working for him right now.
No, it's not. And I think I'm also at the point now, maybe I shouldn't be, but I'm going to say this anyway. Is this going to be William for the rest of the season? Is this who he is right now? Is it the finger part of that? Is it just one of these seasons that has gone along where he has not been able to get back to where he was? There are some players who go through a season-long slump like this. We could name 10 off the top of our head right now. It just happens in this game. But I don't think maybe from that spot in the order that we're talking about, Dom, that we or the organization should be necessarily hoping, well, he's going to start hitting those ones in the gap tomorrow. It's going to happen tomorrow, and it's going to happen for the rest of the season, when it's not happened really hardly at all up until this point, too, where you start to be concerned about it.
Well, on a critical note to a positive note here, Andrew Vaughn, I can't say enough good things about him, and Pat Murphy talked about it a little bit in the postgame, and we'll play that a little bit later on in the program, but just that it's not so much a knock on the White Sox or like the organization or anything like that. It's just sometimes you do your course in a city and you do your course with a ballpark, and not having the juice in the ballpark every day, having a sold-out crowd, knowing you're going to come through in the way that he did today, 2 more knocks, an RBI double. He's hitting .341 in his first 13 games. He's taken his opportunity and ran with it. I'm just sitting here, again, tipping my cap. We all got to sit here and say, Matt Arnold and this front office, they know what they're doing, guys. The 2 trades they've made are Quinn Priester and Andrew Vaughn. They know what they're doing, and Andrew Vaughn continues to roll here in Milwaukee.
It's just a classic case of change of scenery, and you just have to imagine being a first-round draft pick and a high one at that for the White Sox in 2019, so 6 years ago, and working your way up with that organization, having success, but the team hasn't been good. And then you find yourself at AAA when the team is still not good, and you can't help but have doubts about anything. How do I fit in here? Can I get out of here? Am I ever going to be good again? All the things that naturally go through anybody's head. Change of scenery. He's with a winning club now. He's with a first-place club. He's right up the road. He's played the Brewers in the past. He knows about the franchise, and he's like, I can fit in here. So I think it's great because he went through maybe a few days where his bat was quiet after it was so hot at the beginning when he first came over, and now he's picked it up again during this series, and no bigger hit than that one in the 8th inning for him.
Yeah, that was fantastic. 855-616-1620 is the phone number, 855-616-1620. Let's get to those phone lines real quick. Matt in Watertown. Matt, you're live here on Brewers Extra Innings.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Yeah, I really like your take on Contreras. I think Contreras is the best catcher in baseball. But you're right, we have to do something to get him going. And honestly, moving him down to the 7th spot, I think that's not only going to be good for him, but I think it would be fantastic for this team to see what Caleb Durbin could do in the 2nd spot. You take another good contact hitter who's got a lot of speed and put him behind Terang, and that could really make for a fun top of the order and put a lot of pressure on opposing pitchers.
I like the thought of Durbin in the 2 spot, maybe specifically against lefties, because Durbin went 0 for 4 today. One of the ways that teams are starting to kind of attack Durbin here, Craig, is righties, and he has struggled a little bit against righties, specifically inside pitches from right-handed pitchers. But my ideal 1 through 5 would be, Frelick leading off, having Churio still hit second. I'd probably keep Yelly hitting 3rd, then you get that alternating left, right, left. Vaughn hitting 4th, and then you can open to interpretation of, do you put Collins 5th, Contreras 6th, or vice versa, given Collins has such great on-base opportunity as well. I like Durbin 6, 7 in the order because it just adds length to what the Brewers can do.
Yeah, I actually like Durbin where he is. I also think too, for a kid who's, kind of learned on the job this season a little bit his first year in the league. These guys are going to get to a point, and hopefully he's not, but he might get to a point where he just, kind of fades for a while. And I hope that doesn't happen to Durbin, but those are also learning moments as well. I think Joey Ortiz went through that second half last year at the plate as well. So I'm digging the change with Contreras at this point, not dropping down much further than 5th here in the order at this point. And I think you have a lot of complementary hitters, some of these younger guys that have really held their own quite nicely, to be honest with you.
I agree with all of that as well. All right, Craig, we got the Cubs coming to town. This is going to be big. This is going to be playoffs in October. It's going to feel like October in July. I mean, you get the rotation exactly how you want it. You get Miz, you get Priester, and you get Freddie. I'm just sitting here ready to watch some ball against two high quality, the best two teams in the National League.
Isn't it going to be fun? It's I'm calling this one the I-94 Showdown, one of the biggest in years. And I don't know when there's been a bigger one, and if you go way, way back, but just the way
it might be since 18.
Yeah, I mean, and that's they're talking 7-8 years ago. So I think this sets up. There's 8 games remaining between these two the rest of the way, and they're coming in 2 series because that big 5-gamer is late in August. Down at Wrigley. So it's time to get her done, man. I don't care about the separation so much at this point. Play her game out and try to, get 2 out of 3 at the very least here and see what both of you are going to be setting yourselves up with on that stretch drive in September.
I think we're both in agreement. What's more important to the Brewers is winning the season series against the Cubs. If it's 7-6, it's still a season series win. Right now, they're down 2-3 in the season series, best of 13, because we know this division could come down to the final week, and one way you can do that is winning this series this week to level it up. 3 wins, or rather, it would be 4 wins apiece if the Brewers win this series. All right, Craig, this is going to be fun. Can't wait to react to all of it coming up this week, and get your popcorn ready.
All right, will do, Dom. Fun day today.
Very fun day at the ballpark. Craig Kashan joining us on 620 WTMJ. Blake Perkins will be on the program coming up next. Hear his conversation with the network broadcast crew. That's after this on 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
We've saved our clients over $19 million in real estate commission. I say this because that's a pretty big number. But at Century 21 Benefit Realty, it's really not about being a top volume agency. Over here, it's more about you. And at 1.9% commission and no more than $19,000 commission for the listing side of your sale, no matter what size property you're selling, you will save substantially. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Certa Pro Painters. They painted the exterior of our house. I loved it because they're thorough and they're thoughtful. As a matter of fact, they pointed out some wood that might need to eventually be replaced. They just looked at the whole house, and I felt like they absolutely cared. Get on Certa Pro's calendar right now. The summer sales discount goes through July 31st. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C for your home or business. They'll do it the right way the first time. Each Certa Pro Painters business is independently owned and operated. It's Certa Pro Painters.
Don't think twice. Call Geis. For 70 years, Geis has been the trusted garage authority in Wisconsin. WTMJ's Greg Matzik here. Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geis today. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to meet your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to GeisDoors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. Welcome back to Brewers Extra Innings.
Brewers win in walk-off fashion. It's our Surfside play of the game. Blake Perkins, line drive single to center to win it. It's brought to you by Surfside, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside iced tea and vodka, and Surfside lemonade and vodka, paired perfectly with a day at the ballpark and stocked at American Family Field all season long. Blake caught up with the postgame earlier. Here's their conversation.
Blake Perkins has joined us downstairs. He is the hero of the day, and we appreciate him spending some time with us. Blake, thanks for coming on. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here, and
I'm happy to talk about our team success.
And how about this day for you? You're on the bench until the 8th inning.
Mm-hmm.
So
I know.
The fact that you end up getting that consequential stolen base in the 8th and then the walk-off hit in the 9th, put that into perspective for us for a day where for the first about 2.5 hours of this game, you were sitting on the bench.
I know. It's a Sunday day game. They got a good guy on the mound, and he was throwing well today. And, it was just, it was going to be one of those days where we had to kind of grind out at bats and, wait for our opportunity. And in that 8th inning, that was our opportunity. And I got to second, and Vaughn came through with a hit. And, honestly, guys, I feel like it's like so similar to the last walk-off I had here against the Pirates. It was like I came in late, got to second, scored, and then had the walk-off hit. So I thought it was pretty cool, honestly.
It is. It's pretty amazing symmetry there. Your second career walk-off. Brewers come back and win this game 3-2 over the Marlins. Let's take the two big plays that you did chronologically. We'll start in the 8th inning.
Mm-hmm.
2 outs, and you're at first base as Andrew Vaughn is batting, and they've got a right-handed pitcher, Ronnie Enriquez, on the mound. What goes into the thought process there of taking off for second base and then ultimately getting the bag in that spot?
Yeah, so, a few days ago in Seattle, I came in to pinch run, and I was kind of back and forth with my decision-making. And so today I wanted to come in and try and be a little bit more relaxed and see what the pitcher had for me, and I was able to gather that, he had a quicker move and then he had a slower one. So it was kind of just being patient and when the time came to just have confidence in what I was doing. And I thought I did that well today. So those guys, we obviously have the times and numbers on sheets, but, it can always change during the game. So just trying to pick the right spot and pick the right leg kick that the guy had. So I gave myself the best chance.
Blake Perkins visiting with us here on the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. It occurred to me, Blake, as I watched you take that bag there, you were battling that broken shin for a few months. Does this mean when we watch you steal second base like that in a big spot, is that an indication that you feel totally back to the way that you were before that injury?
I think it's going to be a little bit until it's, completely no issues with the leg. But in terms of like on the field baseball plays, yes, I'm 100% full go, 100% confident in my body. It's just kind of dealing with some of the soreness after games. That's really all it is.
And by the way, if you don't steal second base there, the hit that Andrew Vaughn got bounced off the warning track, went over the wall, so it was an automatic double.
I know.
That run doesn't score if you don't steal that bag. Now let's go to the 9th inning. You come up after an intentional walk of Jackson Chourio. The bases are loaded. There's 1 out, and you work a full count. It can't get much tighter than that, facing the lefty Cade Gibson. What'd you see, and then how did you put that ball off the warning track?
Well, these things always happen so fast. Like, I'm obviously ready to get in there, and Haas had a great at bat, and then Terang had the double down the line, and it's kind of just the baseball play to walk one of our best hitters in the lineup. And so when all that stuff transpired, I was getting mentally ready, and I hadn't seen this guy who was pitching before, so I kind of just had to trust what I was told and my instincts. And literally right before I went up there, Murph was just telling me to stay patient and drive it the other way, or don't fall into like, oh, I have to drive this ball out of the ballpark or whatever. So I just simple approach. The first 5 pitches that he threw were located, I thought, really well. The fastballs inside were on the corner, and the curveballs were looking for chase. So I got to 3-2, and honestly, that was, I think, the best count I could have been in, because he has to throw a strike, and if he doesn't, they lose anyway. So just trying to stay patient and stay simple, guys. That's it.
Let me just kind of finish up with this, and we'll let you go. I know you've had a long last, let's say, 30 minutes. Being able to contribute to this team that's in first place after having to sit on the sidelines with that injury for the first 3 months of the year, how special does it make a moment like this, Blake, knowing what you've been through to get to this point and then help contribute to this team?
Gosh, it's these moments, like, I don't ever really feel like it's going to be me in the spot. And just to have the opportunity and to go out there knowing I got, everyone on the bench is rooting for me and rooting for this team. And to come through, man, it's such an incredible feeling. And it's so like, man, I just love celebrating with the guys around me, Like it was me today, but, as the season goes on, it's going to be a bunch of different guys as we've already seen this year. So it's just special, man. It's you're right. It's been a long year, and this is pretty cool.
And it's been a great end to this day for you. So we're so happy for you, Blake. Congratulations, and thank you so much for sticking around to chat with us.
Yeah, of course, guys. Thank you so much.
Blake Perkins.
Great to hear from Blake Perkins here on this one. He earned it. His other walk-off came in 2023 against the Pirates almost exactly 2 years ago, August 5th, 2023. Take a breather. Talk a little Big Woo. We'll hear from manager Pat Murphy as well here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
Looking for localized banking solutions and a strategic partner? Fifth Third Bank has been shaping the future for businesses for 167 years and for the last 15 right here in Milwaukee. We offer industry-specific expertise, local decision-making, and extensive experience to help you navigate the ever-changing business landscape with your business in mind. At Fifth Third, we're big enough to provide sophisticated solutions and expert guidance, yet empowered to make local decisions and build strong community connections. Experience the commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes senior living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Marilyn.
The staff is fabulous. They feel as much like friends as the people that live there. We go to lunch at the cafe, book talk at 1, team trivia at 2, bags at 3, and then it's dinner time. That's a typical Tuesday. Three Pillars, in one word, happiness. It's a gorgeous campus.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
Fleet Farm's got a special buy 3, get 1 free deal on Cooper tires you don't want to miss. That's right. Pick out 3 qualifying Cooper tires and get the 4th tire absolutely free when you add the complete installation package with our Resolute Road Hazard policy. And if you need a new battery, get free installation with any vehicle battery you buy from us. Tires, oil, brakes, batteries, and more. Let Fleet Farm's Auto Center take care of your truck and auto needs. All at the best prices guaranteed. Cooper tire offer not available at Hastings.
This is Brewers Extra Innings.
Get to some texts. I'm way behind. 855-616-1620. 855-616-1620. Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you in part by Tony Wendorf and Associates. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, trust Tony Wendorf and Associates, one of the top real estate teams in Wisconsin, and part of First Weber Real Estate Services. They bring faith, family, and red carpet experience to every home deal. Let's step up to the plate together. WendorfTeam.firstweber.com. Some of the texts that have rolled in. Alex from Oshkosh, wipes the nervous sweat from my head. Thought we were about to get swept only for the second time this year, but Blake Perkins delivered in the clutch. They walk off the Marlins. Get your popcorn, folks. Big series with the Cubs in the battle for first place. This text from Doug, they needed this one bad. Always seem to get the win that is much needed. Now the Miz can start the series off with another big win. Text from Tom in South Dakota. After such a high blood pressure comeback in 3 games upcoming against the arch-rival Cubs, with the division on the line and both teams in deadlock first-place tie. It's just further proof that the drama of an MLB season is unmatched in all of sports. On that note, double tap on that real quick. That's the beauty of, say, baseball's race, in that, yes, it's a long race, 162 games, but, for football perspective, if the Bears are good this year and Packers fans are, thinking about that, it's like you only see them twice. You see them early and late. That's it. And there's so much that happens in the middle that you don't really get the chance to impact your future in the middle of the season, right? There's still 2 months left of the season, regardless of what happens tomorrow. That's why I'm excited. And there's still one more series to come with these guys. But I'm with you on that. It's going to feel like October here tomorrow night. This text... This one we'll address here quickly. With Durbin and Terrain getting reps at short the last couple of days, do you think that's a good indication of a trade happening or making a significant move to the infield? So Pat Murphy talked about this the other day. I asked him, hey, should we overreact to seeing Caleb Durbin at short for an inning on Friday night? The answer was yes, we're overreacting. And the same thing with Terrain today. The reason he did it is he wanted to keep Andrew Monasterio available as a pinch runner later in the game, especially relevant today, given he was essentially their last man available on the bench. On Friday night, the last man available on the bench was the backup catcher, Eric Haas. You don't pinch run with your backup catcher. So he wanted to save Monasterio in case there was an epic comeback and they needed a pinch runner. Today, the same, as opposed to just burning Monasterio and not having anybody available to run for him. You would say, oh, what about Sal Frelick? It seems pretty clear that today was a full down day for Sal Frelick just to make sure he has full recovery from that hamstring injury. As for should we be reading between the lines? Well, there's nothing to read because a blooper to shallow left was the only play for Turang to deal with today, but I tell you, the 2 picks he had in the 7th inning, don't lose sight of those. Let's get to a couple more texts in a bit, but I got to talk about Brandon Woodruff, man. My goodness. This segment is normally about buying and selling, and I am buying what we are seeing from Brandon Woodruff right now because you talk to some folks within the organization back in spring training, and Woody himself said, hey, don't judge me by the first half of the season. Judge me by my second half. And it's a slow build for Woody. We've well documented the issues with his rehab outings trying to come back. But now he's got 4 starts under his belt. The velo has maintained, right? We see him touch 94, 95. He touched 96 in his last start against the Mariners. He's sitting 91 to 93, but he's incorporating the cutter more. He's incorporating the sinker at 94. The changeup was a big pitch for him today. I'm buying what we're seeing from Brandon Woodruff. His season-long stat line in these first 4 starts go like this. 22 innings, a 2.01 ERA. Just 5 earned runs allowed. Yes, he's allowed 4 homers this season, but when you dive into what he's done with those home runs, he's been limiting damage. Big fastball pitchers give up home runs. That's just the nature of the beast. But when you're giving up solo homers, you're always giving your team a chance to win the game, right? And he gave up the solo homer to Brady House last week against the Nationals here at American Family Field before the All-Star break. And today, the home run by Hernandez was a solo homer. So there's no need to overreact to a couple of home runs from Brandon Woodruff. So I'm buying what we're seeing from Woody, the thought that if he's going every 5th day, every 6th day, whatever the Brewers ultimately decide to do with Nestor Cortez coming back, I'm buying all the stock in what Brandon Woodruff's got going. What I'm selling is I'm trying to understand what the Brewers want to do at the trade deadline. And, you know, we can talk about, they showed Turang and Durbin at short. They've got more depth there than you realize. Well, I still sit here and think Gino would be a great fit. But aside from Gino, I don't know what else the Brewers really want because when Rhys Hoskins comes back, you have that difficult conversation of, okay, are you going to take Andrew Vaughn out given how well he's been playing lately? Does Rhys become that thump off the bench? Because let's also be honest, the Brewers are really missing Jake Bauers right now more than you guys realize because having Jake Bauers as that lefty off the bench that you're really excited about, all right, this guy can hit a homer, he can get a walk, he's going to swing. He's going to put the ball in play. Siegler is just a rookie 3 weeks into his big league career. It's hard to put that much pressure on him, but getting a little more thump on the bench is going to be important for the crew, not just in the starting lineup, but just to have a guy that comes in and says, hey, I can change the scoreboard with one swing of the bat. That's something the Brewers could be trying to sell some of their prospects for. See what I did there? But that's something to be figured out by Thursday at 5 o'clock Central Time. The trade deadline arrives. On the other side of the break, we're going to hear from the manager, Pat Murphy, after today's victory 3-2 over the Marlins here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
$1 doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Trust in your family's comfort at home with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They're the oldest family-owned HVAC company in southeast Wisconsin. 4 generations of Ciders, and their highly trained technicians provide a one-stop shop for all home and business comfort needs, including an emergency service line that's always live and a 12-year parts and labor warranty on all Daikin products. Get peace of mind by scheduling maintenance today with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. That's SEIDER, cider.com.
It's there all day, and it never goes away. I hate pain. It robs us of so much. But if you take action today, your pain could be gone tomorrow. Because at Rejuvenex, we harness the power of Toradol and hyaluronic acid to calm the inflammation and cushion joints. Rejuvenex treatments are safe, they're FDA approved, and in most cases, insurance, including Medicare and Medicaid, pays for them. At as low as $65 per injection per joint, our treatments are affordable. It's not a gimmick. It's pharmacological medicine administered in office in a simple and convenient manner. And with it, our patients have been able to avoid risky surgery and begin to stop the onset of arthritis. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and here we've made pain treatment as easy and affordable as it can be. Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Let's get to our player of the game. It's brought to you by International Autos Group. Just like the game's MVP, you can drive into summer in style and save up to $10,000 on in-stock BMWs, Audis, Mercedes-Benz, and more. No tariffs, just huge savings. Visit ia-milwaukee.com. International Autos Group, where ordinary needs to be extraordinary. Player of the game poll is always on my social media after wins at Dom_Cotroneo. Andrew Vaughn wins it today, 48% of the vote, so not the full 50%, but Perkins right behind him at 36% of the vote. Woody got 15% as well, a couple of write-ins for Trevor McGill and for Aaron Ashby indeed. Pat Murphy talking about how important this win was for the Crew on what was a come-from-behind, snatch-and-back 3-2 walk-off win over the Marlins.
What did you think of not only that at-bat from Perk, but the contributions with the stolen base that ended up being pretty big?
Sometimes there's so much more, you know what I mean? It was emotional for me to see Perk come through right there. I mean, it was huge.
Why was it emotional for you? Just because you know everything he's gone through the last few months and everything, trying to work his way back?
Yeah, he was out for 5 months. Yeah. We had a lot of things not go our way today. We had some 106 and 107 get caught, and credit to the Marlins first and foremost. I mean, they played incredibly. They played tough. They pitched tough. They did a lot of great things, and they beat us straight up. They beat us in the series straight up, and they were better this weekend. There's no question about it. And it's a great lesson for our young players. You don't always beat the team because they don't have the record. You guys all know that. You've been following it a long time. But to come back and win today with guys not on their best part of their game sometimes, and have the backups come in and do such a great job. You can, Haas scored a run early and then got a big base hit and caught a great game.
Ashby kind of ended that rally with just getting guys on the bases. What makes him such an effective guy in terms of those pickups?
He's not.
Okay.
I don't know if you noticed it, but he bounced both of them.
Yeah. But you had the alertness to know when to throw it to say.
We tell him to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Strike that from the record.
Okay.
That question.
Was it called on the
Yes.
meeting? That's what it's like.
They're both called. No offense to Ash, we love him. He's great. He's ours.
Murphy talked about Vaughn last night too. It comes through again today. Is this simply a case of benefiting from a change of scenery, or what are you seeing in him that's allowing him?
Yeah, I would never denounce any scenery in any other organization. I just wouldn't. I really believe, be careful. You know what I mean? And just because the White Sox haven't been in playoffs in a few years, but doesn't mean they're not a great organization, and I mean that sincerely. It's just Vaughn had been there and had been through it and done well, and then was in a tough spot, which people can get in. Look at our players. There's guys that are in tough spots, and they're looking to develop their organization, and guys like Vaughn that are not producing, they're standing in somebody else's way, a young guy to get him the experience, not necessarily to play better, just get him the experience. So we were alert enough. Our front offices should be lauded for that, because they're alert enough to say, hey, we can get a guy that, could turn into something. And what has it done? This kid is, he's one of those 106s that got caught, and he also hit a double and a single and in clutch situations. And, yeah. Along with Collins, 4 great at-bats, Yelly had Churio. Churio's been really good. And Yelly had some good at-bats today, and that's good to see. That ball he hit the center, how does that not a homer in American Family Field? Really? 105 at, what was the launch? Did we get that?
29 or something.
105 at 29.
Yeah, 29.
That's a homer usually, right?
How'd you like the way Woody battled today?
What's that?
How'd you like the way Woodruff battled today?
It's fantastic, man. That's a pitcher, man. That's a guy, with or without his best stuff, he kept us in the game. That's the definition of a big-time dude. Right now, 4 starts after he did it. Did he walk a guy, though?
3.
He walked 3? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we need to find him for that. But I don't even want to comment on that other part of the game. But, yeah, no. That was Woody was great. That's leadership. You know what I mean? That's getting through it. It's understanding the game, understanding yourself. I can't say enough about Woody. Can't say enough.
Murph, back to Perkins, when he's healthy and contributing, what type of player and person does he just bring to your clubhouse and your team?
I think you sense what kind of person he is. It's off the charts. I said to him last year one time when he was going through a rough time, I said, Perk, I got news for you, man. I will never send you down. They'll send me down before they send you down. I just love who you are. I love what you bring to the team. He's the ultimate team guy. And he has some real skills, as he's proven. So, yeah, he's special. He is. He's special.
Very special. Good dude. Great ball player. He's seen a lot, and he's learned a lot. And he's applying that finally back in the big leagues after a long wait from that fractured shin. Freak play, too. The perspective to, wear that and have to wait because, look, man, he's a guy that needs his legs, as we saw, stealing that bag in the 8th inning to set up the tying run. That was huge. What a day for Blake Perkins. Congratulations to him. Take our last break. Get ready to wrap up the program after this on 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
Elevate your escape during the summer of Audi at Audi North Shore and Audi Milwaukee, where you can save up to $15,000 on a new Audi or get low 2.99% financing for 72 months at Audi North Shore in Brown Deer and Audi Milwaukee, members of the International Autos Group, where our ordinary needs to be extraordinary. On select in-stock new units, savings include customer credit and dealer credit. Financing with approved credit, $15.19 per month per thousand financed. No down payment required.
When you need commercial or residential plumbing service, you need it now. Call Quality. We have over a 60-year track record of taking care of people. And with over 60 vehicles ready to respond to your needs, we'll be there in a hurry, so you won't have to worry. This is Anthony Zaneski. For commercial or residential plumbing service, call Quality and get the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. At Quality, we offer the most respected brand names in heating and air conditioning. Armstrong and Carrier. It doesn't get any better. And our technicians are top-notch. I know, because I handpicked every one of them. They're vetted and thoroughly trained. Hey, they're the cream of the crop. And that's why our quality workmanship guarantee is the strongest in the business.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
Hey ESPN Milwaukee fans, Brian Balaga here for Surfside. Summer is heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Made with real brewed tea and real vodka, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. Look for the can with the sunset stripes, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
This is Brewers Extra Innings.
Last couple minutes of the show here. Give you the broadcast schedule on the way here for Brewers and Cubs. 6:40 tomorrow. We're on the air at 6:05 with the On Deck Show built by Menards. Then 6:40 again on Tuesday. Same time, same place, 6:05. Wednesday, 1:10, we're on the air at 12:35 with the On Deck Show. Now, post-game shows after both tomorrow and Tuesday. No post-game show on Wednesday. Then an off day on Thursday, we'll have Brewers Weekly that night, reacting with all the dust settled from the trade deadline coming up on Thursday. The Brewers have an opportunity to add to this team still. You know, Gino Suarez is the belle of the ball. Maybe Ryan O'Hearn could become available. Luis Robert, by the way, did not play this weekend against the Cubs. He's been dealing with a groin issue, which further dampens my thoughts of, hey, Blake Perkins just got a walk-off hit today. Key base running. I don't think the Brewers are in at all on Luis Robert. Now, the Brewers should be looking around in the bullpen, in my opinion, given Nick Mears was not placed on the injured list today. It seems like he made it through testing A-OK. The Brewers feel okay enough to have sent him back down to the bullpen today. They wanted to stay away from him. They hope that a couple days of rest and not have to put him on the injured list because, of course, 15 days. It's a long time to be without a reliever. But we will see what happens for Nick Mears in the next couple of days. Personal programming, I will be on the show tomorrow night doing post-game. I know I didn't do last Monday's show, but we'll be doing tomorrow night's show, and then I will be on the road for that one, so I will miss Tuesday night's show. Bob Brandon will take care of it on Tuesday, and then with no show on Wednesday, no big deal, but I'll be in the ballpark for that one. Then the Brewers will be heading out east to take on the Nationals and the Braves, and who knows what the Braves are going to look like by this time next week, if they even have guys to trade. But Friday's game, by the way, go ahead and get ahead of it right now. It's on Apple, so you can listen to us here on WTMJ, but if you're looking for a way to sync it up with FanDuel, reminder, the game is on Apple on Friday against the Nationals at 5:45 Central Time. Then Saturday is at 3 o'clock. We're on the air at 2 with Brewers warm-up. And then Sunday is 12:35 to wrap things up with those Nats. The Brewers get the win today. Quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard. We alluded to it earlier, but the Cubs did win today. They defeated the White Sox 5-4. So both the Cubs and Brewers enter tomorrow's series with an identical 62-43 record. Other teams within the Central, the Pirates blank the Diamondbacks 6-0 behind Paul Skeens today. The Pirates, man, they're hot and cold, but the Diamondbacks, as they have been slowly filtered out of the Sedona Red, they've lost back-to-back games in that series to lose the series. They're now 4 games under 500. They've already traded Josh Naylor. They've already traded Randall Grichuk. And now Eugenio Suarez is next on that list. So the Pirates get the win there. The Reds win again. How about the Reds? They won't go away. They're 6 games above 500. They're at 56-50. They've won 4 consecutive games and firmly in this wild card picture. By the way, St. Louis also trying to cling for dear life. St. Louis hosting San Diego. They got beat up 9-2 today. So here's what the NL Central looks like from a standings perspective. The Brewers and Cubs in first at 62-43. Then it's Cincinnati. They're 56-50, so currently 6.5 games back of the Crew or the Cubs, whomever you choose. Then it's St. Louis at 54-53, putting them at 9 games back. So they're really out of it. But in the wild card race, it'll be whoever's in second in the division is the first wild card team. Then whoever is in second in the East will be the second wild card team as things stand right now. Philadelphia today against the Yankees could not complete the sweep 4-3. So Philly will be in second place in the East. Sunday Night Baseball for Mets and Giants later tonight. Then it's San Diego, who won today. They're in the last wild card spot, but there are those Cincinnati Reds. They are one game back of San Diego. So that final week of the regular season, I'm telling you right now, go ahead and mark it on your calendars. It is going to be very, very stressful for the Brewers because the final week is they go to St. Louis for the weekend, then Monday through Wednesday in San Diego, come for an off day on Thursday, then the final series of the year is the Cincinnati Reds here exactly 2 months from today, the 26th, the 27th, and the 28th. So that could mean something to Cincinnati. It could mean something to San Diego in that final week. So the Brewers are going to be playing meaningful baseball down the stretch because they're also going to face the Cardinals in back-to-back weekends, too, in September, which could help their record by that point, assuming the Cardinals sell their assets. That's going to do it for our program today. Our producer, Evan Wittallison. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Keep on swinging.
Are you or a loved one facing a